What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to another enthralling episode of... The other day, a really good friend of mine told me I'm too smart for my own good. And at first I was like, what? What does that even mean? And I still don't know what that means. Does it mean that my brain will explode from the force of the thoughts in my head? That's impossible. Is it? Can a brain explode? I don't know. Oh my god, someone should look that up. Anyway, back to our original topic. I like to think of myself as quite intelligent. You'll find that out pretty soon. I mean, I know a lot of stuff about random things that really don't matter to anyone but me, but I do okay in school. Side note, if you don't do well in school or you don't know a lot of stuff about weird things, that doesn't mean you're unintelligent. It means your intelligence lies somewhere else. End side note. So, how am I too smart for my own good? There are several options, and none of them are really good, and I don't really like any of them, but I shall explore them. And none of them really mean too smart for your own good. She might mean that I'm quite well read, and I'm too involved in the reality of the books than the reality that's actually going on here. And while reality is for passive accepty people, that doesn't mean I'm too smart for my own good. She could be threatened by my intelligence and believe that in some way it diminishes her own. This, of course, is completely absurd. I mean, what I know doesn't have any effect on what she knows. There has never been a giant cosmic force that will just splurf into being and go, oh, Charlotte's smartitude is bigger than hers, and take a giant cosmic vacuum and just attach itself to her face and go, goodbye, intelligence. I don't know. It's never happened. To me at least. Intelligence doesn't cancel itself out. You cannot be too intelligent. You can withhold your intelligence from the world, and that is a sucky thing to do. It's not very nice, but it's not the same. Side note, if you know things, share them. Don't coop them up in your noggin. Say you know a lot about Harry Potter and the symbolism in it, and a lot of people do, but a whole another lot of people just don't know anything about it, and they make me sad. So, if you know it, tell someone, share it, put it on a Tumblr, a Facebook, or write a book about it, or whatever your thing is. Someone might not care, but someone else definitely will, and then you've taught them something that is ridiculously awesome. You've given them an incredible gift. Side note within the side note. People tend not to like it when you say, you have been gifted by my genius, so don't preface it with that. End side note. I don't believe she meant this, but this is what I believe the proper definition is. I know a lot about something, but I don't have the proper common sense to ground it in this passive reality we live in. I mean, some types of intelligence, like phantom intelligence, you can just who needs common sense, man? You could soar like a Pegasicorn with that stuff. However, other types of intelligence, like when your bus comes or a mental layout or the downtown of your city or town, you do need common sense to guide you on, so you don't take your bus downtown and wander the city's streets at 3 a.m. for no reason other than that you know those things. This is the closest thing to a proper definition for me, and I think it should be heeded. Don't do unsafe things just because you know something about what you're doing, and where you're doing them for that matter. Do unsafe things because you think they'd be awesome, unless it's really unsafe and it could have a long-term bad effect on your health. In which case, just don't. Just don't. You can't be too smart. You just can't. Everyone needs to keep learning and knowing things, whether it's the optimal growth patterns and scenarios for a certain type of flower, or the name, backstory, and family history of every character ever in Game of Thrones. If that's your thing, if that's what you love, that's what you're smart about. And even if you know everything about something, that doesn't make you too smart about that thing. It makes you brilliant. And there are far too few brilliant people in the world.